Welcome back everyone to Crypto and More. So today, obviously, we had a pretty significant break of a support level for Bitcoin. Everyone right now is talking about it. We just broke under $40,000. We are currently at 38,839. And even though this is extremely bearish, I really wanted to show you the true critical level that we should hold in order for us not to go into a bearish trend. So yes, $40,000 is a critical support and resistance level, but this next one, and I'm going to show you why. There's actually three examples that I saw in the previous Bitcoin cycles that Bitcoin actually broke. Once it broke under this critical level, it dropped pretty significant and it stayed under that level for quite a bit amount of time. But I'll show you right here. As you could see, right now the price of Bitcoin, like I mentioned, is at 38,800, but it's just holding support at the 600 EMA. Now that specific EMA is critical. The reason why is if you go back into the previous Bitcoin price, where actually broke under the 600 EMA. As you can see, we had a major drop. Like as soon as we broke under that 600 EMA, Bitcoin dropped significantly. Obviously, this was that Black Thursday that everyone's talking about, that the Rona dump. As soon as it broke that level, it dropped significantly. Just this major drop. I measured at the very bottom how low it went. And if you see, Bitcoin actually went 47% still of dumpage right under that 600 EMA. And it took us 45 days where we confirmed the breakout above the 600. It did break above the 600 EMA here, but it ended up dumping down and ended up breaking below the 600 EMA. But it actually took 45 days where we actually didn't see the 600 EMA ever again. We had a second scenario here, which was not that far off, where we came to test the 500, we came back down, tested the 600, we actually broke below, and once we broke below, we kept testing around this area, but we never officially like confirmed the breakout until another 45 days that it took. And on this dump here, Bitcoin didn't drop that drastically compared to how it did here, almost 50%. Here it dropped around 12%. Here it was around 7,350 on the 22nd of November of 2019. And it lasted 45 days, and we officially confirmed the breakout above the 600 EMA the 6th of January. So it took about a month and a half for us to actually break above. The third scenario that we see here was in 2018. As soon as it broke the 600 EMA, we did about a 48% drop, still below that. 48% drop, and this had lasted quite a bit longer as we were in a bear market already. And this lasted 166 days till we officially broke above the 600 EMA. Like I said, we broke in above it before, but then we ended up breaking down. So we weren't sure we were really going to break above it until we actually did it. We just didn't see the 600 EMA until after, that second time that I showed you. But this is just to show you that the 600 EMA is a very critical level. Now, yes, breaking under $40,000 is pretty significant and it's quite scary to say the least. You would not want to see Bitcoin below $40,000. The reason why is not only is it a psychological level, it was a major resistance and support back then, and the fact that we're below it just indicates, weakness in the market. Now that 600 EMA, which is currently at 37,824, is, I believe, the last level of support. If we break below the 600 EMA, we do not want to be under it for more than 2 days. Let me also show you why. Because back here, as you can see, we were actually below the 600 EMA quite a few times, but we did not spend more than a day under it. So even though we broke down here, the next day we ended up pushing up and we closed above. We ended up breaking down here, we wicked down, but we ended up pushing up above it. Same thing, had a small wick, a small wick. We closed below. Now, yes, even though closes below certain levels are major, as long as we don't spend too much time under there, we're okay, you know. That's what people call a bull trap, a bear trap. So you could call these bear traps where we broke and closed below the 600 EMA, but the next day we ended up pumping pretty hard and we ended up going above it and we started moving up. So we don't want to spend more than 2 days under here. As you can see here, same thing. We had a wick below, but didn't close below. The days that we did close below, like here, the day after, we actually closed above it. So we do not want to spend more than a day, because if we do spend more than a day under the 600 EMA, as you could see, the second day, more dumpage, and it just kept going lower and lower and lower. I just moved that, but that's okay. So as you can see, uh, the last real level of support is that 600 EMA. I started checking obviously Ethereum around the same levels. Tried to check other coins and how they were doing. Obviously the EMAs is a little bit different compared to Bitcoins, but I measured that same price in the same day. So that day that Bitcoin broke down, Ethereum also broke around 53% below. 45 days it lasted before we actually saw, a nice breakout above the EMAs. But, all the other coins that I saw suffered, obviously Cardano, and I mean that's not a surprise. If if Bitcoin, really does a major drop like that, then the rest of the cryptocurrency space will follow. That's just how it is. But I thought this was pretty interesting. I thought you guys should know. If you guys do like the video, please like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Comment down your thoughts. It really helps with the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.